Iryana Joko Widodo, Wakil Presiden Republik Indonesia, beserta Ibu Hajah Wuri Ma'ruf Amin, tiba di tempat upacara. Presiden Republik Indonesia, beserta Ibu Negara Iryana Joko Widodo, berada di Istana Negara Ibu Kota Nusantara. Wakil Presiden Republik Indonesia, beserta Ibu Hajah Wuri Ma'ruf Amin, berada di Istana Merdeka Jakarta. Penghormatan kebesaran
kepada Inspektur Upacara. Hormat Sanjata! Tegak Sanjata! Gerak!
Undangan disilakan duduk kembali. Laporan Komandan Upacara kepada Inspektur Upacara.
Lapor upacara penurunan Sang Merah Putih siap dimulai.
Laksanakan.
Persiapan penurunan Sang Merah Putih.
Langkah tegap maju. Jalan. Belok kanan. Jalan. Henti! Ram! Hadap kanan! Hadap kiri! Ram! Tegak senjata! Ram! Lapor penurunan Sang Merah Putih siap.
Laksanakan.
Laksanakan. Pundak kiri senjata! Ram! Hadap kanan, hadap kiri! Ram! Dua kali, belok kanan, langkah tegap, maju! Jalan!
Hadap kanan, hadap kiri. Ram!
Jalan di tempat! Ram! Belok ke kiri! Henti! Ram! Hadap kiri! Ram! Tegak senjata! Ram! Buka barisan! Jalan! Henti! Gerak! Langkah tegap, maju! Jalan! Henti! Gerak! Luruskan! Lurus! Kepada! Merah putih. Hormat. Gerak. Tegak. Gerak. 3 langkah ke depan. Jalan.
Undangan dimohon berdiri.
Bendera. Siap.
Penghormatan kepada Sang Merah Putih dipimpin oleh Komandan Upacara.
Kepada Sang Merah Putih, hormat senjata! Gerak! Tegak senjata! Gerak!
Hadap kanan. Hadap kiri. Gerak. 3 langkah ke belakang. Jalan. Balik kanan. Langkah tegap. Maju. Jalan. Balik kanan. Berhenti. Gerak. Tutup barisan. Jalan. Berhenti. Gerak.
Tutup formasi. Jalan.
Belok kanan. Langkah tegap. Maju. Jalan. Jalan di tempat. Gerak.
Undangan disilahkan duduk kembali.
Hadap kanan. Hadap kiri. Gerak.
Hadap kanan. Hadap kiri. Gerak. Tegak senjata.
Penyerahan Sang Merah Putih kepada Inspektur Upacara.
Penurunan Sang Merah Putih telah dilaksanakan. Laporan selesai.
Terima kasih. Bubarkan.
Bubarkan. Pundak kiri, senjata! Gerak! Hadap kanan, hadap kiri! Gerak! Belok kanan, langkah tegap, maju. Jalan. Jalan di tempat. Gerak. Henti. Gerak. Langkah tegap, maju. Jalan. Belok kiri. Jalan.
Undangan dimohon berdiri. Andika Bayangkari.
Laporan Komandan Upacara kepada Inspektur Upacara.
Upacara telah dilaksanakan, laporan selesai.
Terima kasih. Bubarkan.
Bubarkan.
Penghormatan kebesaran.
Kepada Inspektur Upacara, hormat senjata! Rok! Tegak senjata! Rok!
Komandan upacara dapat mengistirahatkan pasukan.
Parade istirahat di tempat. Rok!
Undangan disilakan duduk kembali.
Bapak Ibu tamu undangan yang kami hormati, dapat kami informasikan bahwa pakaian adat Presiden pada upacara penurunan bendera 2024 adalah pakaian adat Nusantara yang terinspirasi dari baju adat Banjar, Bamar Galung Pancar Matahari.
Inspektur upacara berkenan duduk di mimbar kehormatan.
Baju adat Banjar, Bamar Galung Pancar Matahari merupakan pakaian adat dari daerah Banjar, Provinsi Kalimantan Selatan yang biasa digunakan untuk acara perkawinan, acara adat atau festival budaya yang menampilkan ciri khas dari adat Banjar. Maknanya bersinar seperti matahari. Baju adat Banjar Bamar Galung Pancar Matahari ini masih dipakai oleh masyarakat Banjar Kalimantan Selatan yang terbuat dari bahan kain beledu atau beludru yang mencerminkan kemewahan serta adanya manik-manik dan simbol khas naga atau kelabang. Simbol naga itu sendiri merupakan simbol kekuasaan, kebaikan dan keberuntungan. Pakaian untuk laki-laki terbuat dari kain beledu atau beludru serupa dari kepala, baju lengan panjang, celana panjang dan sarung pendek selutut. Pakaian untuk perempuan terbuat dari kain beledu atau beludru mulai dari baju atasan, sarung panjang, kida-kida dan kayu apu disertai dengan pemakaian amar atau mahkota di kepala yang terbuat dari logam berwarna emas dan 2 naga berebutan mustika serta tumpukan kembang goyang ditambah lagi dengan hiasan bunga mawar merah dan melati yang dironce melambangkan kesucian. Tak lupa hiasan kepala belakang memakai halilipan terbuat dari tunas kelapa muda yang melambangkan kehidupan baru. Dan Ibu Negara menggunakan pakaian adat Nusantara yang merupakan kolaborasi pakaian adat dari beberapa pakaian tradisional daerah di Indonesia. Bapak Ibu tamu undangan yang kami hormati, seperti yang sudah kami informasikan di awal bahwa akan ada pemenang untuk busana adat terbaik yang akan dipilih baik dari para tamu undangan di Istana Negara Ibu Kota Nusantara maupun di Istana Merdeka Jakarta.
Betul sekali Desi, selain itu juga Kementerian Pariwisata dan Ekonomi Kreatif bekerja sama dengan Sekretariat Presiden memilih undangan yang memakai busana daerah terbaik.
Penilaian ini meliputi terhadap bagaimana elemen tradisional diadaptasi dengan cara yang segar dan relevan dengan tren kontemporer. Kemudian juga mempertimbangkan penggunaan bahan tradisional dan modern secara efektif.
Baik, langsung saja kami akan segera umumkan. Kami mulai dengan pemenang busana terbaik dari Istana Negara Ibu Kota Nusantara Kalimantan Timur.
Ya, siapakah pemenangnya?
Kita
Silakan,
mulai.
Andi. Ya.
Kami ucapkan selamat atas nama Alpian Syah Reza Pahlevi.
Silakan kepada nama yang disebutkan untuk dapat tampil ke depan.
Inilah dia fotonya busana terbaik Alpian Syah Reza.
Kemudian selamat kepada pemenang untuk busana adat terbaik berikutnya dari Istana Negara Ibu Kota Nusantara atas nama Widya.
Baik, silakan diberikan tepuk tangan. Inilah dia pemenangnya. Dan selanjutnya kami ucapkan selamat atas nama Agus Hariburti Yudhoyono dan Anissa Pohan. Inilah dia.
Ya, kami persilakan. Masing-masing akan mendapatkan hadiah sesuai yang sudah kita sebutkan di awal tadi berupa sepeda.
Baik, sekali lagi kami ucapkan selamat. Inilah dia pemenang busana terbaik dari Istana Negara IKN. Kami ucapkan selamat Alfian Syah Reza Pahlevi, Widya, Agus Harimurti Yudhoyono, dan Anissa Pohan. Kita sambut dengan tepuk tangan yang meriah. Sekali lagi para pemenang akan mendapatkan sepeda yang sore hari ini sepedanya juga sudah ada di hadapan kita bersama.
Baik, dan kami ucapkan selamat kepada para pemenang busana terbaik di Istana Negara IKN. Ya, mohon berkenan Presiden Republik Indonesia untuk dapat memberikan ucapan selamat kepada pemenang untuk busana terbaik di Istana Negara IKN.
Baik, ini dia dapat kita simak dan kita saksikan bersama Presiden Joko Widodo langsung memberikan ucapan selamat kepada pemenang busana terbaik untuk Istana Negara di IKN. Wah, langsung selfie. Ini kesempatan yang sangat baik sekali ya.
Terima kasih Bapak Presiden telah memberikan ucapan selamat kepada pemenang. Kami persilakan untuk kembali ke tempat. Kita akan lanjutkan beberapa saat lagi untuk pengumuman pemenang busana terbaik dari Istana Merdeka Jakarta. Silakan Ibu untuk kembali. Baik, kita lanjutkan dengan pengumuman pemenang busana terbaik dari Istana Merdeka Jakarta atas nama Stara Mutiara. Kami mengucapkan selamat kepada Stara Mutiara di Istana Merdeka Jakarta. Selanjutnya.
Baik, selanjutnya kami ucapkan selamat atas nama Leode Riago, salah satu pemenang busana terbaik di Istana Merdeka Jakarta.
Dan ya, satu lagi pemenang untuk busana terbaik di Istana Merdeka Jakarta, Eka Puji Hartanto, spesialis KFR IFOK MM dari Dokter Kepresidenan. Ya, kami ucapkan selamat kepada pemenang busana terbaik di Istana Merdeka Jakarta. Kami persilakan untuk tampil di depan dan untuk dapat menerima pula hadiah berupa sepeda ya yang telah disiapkan sebagai hadiah untuk pemenang busana terbaik. Baik, kami telah umumkan untuk masing-masing pemenang busana terbaik, baik di Istana Merdeka Jakarta maupun di Istana Negara Ibu Kota Nusantara yang telah masing-masing mendapatkan hadiah sepeda. Sekali lagi kami ucapkan selamat kepada pemenang. Sekali lagi boleh kita berikan tepuk tangan yang paling meriah Bapak Ibu sekalian.
Ucapan selamat dan apresiasi dari seluruh masyarakat Indonesia atas kemenangan Anda hari ini telah berhasil menjadi pemenang busana terbaik, baik langsung dari Istana Negara Ibu Kota Nusantara dan Istana Merdeka Jakarta. Sekali lagi selamat dan berikan tepuk tangan yang meriah.
Terima kasih, silakan kembali ke tempat. Dan selanjutnya acara kami kembalikan kepada pembawa acara upacara. Kami persilakan.
Pasukan disiapkan.
Siap! Gerak!
Undangan dimohon berdiri. Presiden Republik Indonesia beserta Ibu Negara Iriana Joko Widodo dan Wakil Presiden Republik Indonesia beserta Ibu Haja Wuri Ma'ruf Amin meninggalkan tempat upacara.
Welcome to this special coverage of TVRI World celebrating the 79th anniversary of Indonesia's Independence Day. I'm Stephanie Silitonga.
And I'm Luisa Kusnandar. Yeah.
And we've already seen the flag lowering ceremony from the new capital city, Nusantara. And we also seen that this is a very historical day, Luisa, for today, because the first time that the Independence Day of Indonesia, the 79th, it's being held in the new capital city, IKN.
And it was just a massive extravagance in Nusantara City. And finally, in this fourth and last segment of today, we'll bring you the flag lowering ceremony from the Merdeka Palace in Jakarta and from the new capital of Indonesia, Nusantara. And besides that, we will also bring you more reports from around Indonesia.
And we will also have a discussions about the future of Indonesia from perspective of the younger generations of Indonesians. We will take a look at how young generations will contribute to the golden Indonesia of 2045.
And today we have with us on our very special dialogue this evening in TVRI World, we have Dani Rabani, which is an Indonesian student exchange who's been all the way to, Lebanon. That is a very specific and a very unique country that you pick right there. I mean, perhaps you are the first person I know who have done a student exchange and picked Lebanon. So we will hear so much more detail and stories coming from you later. Keep it first. And besides that, we also have Giri Mahara, also known as Hara, and also known here, Mas Hara here is an environmentalist, but he's also known as the Waste Ninja. Is that what they call you?
Some people do.
Oh wow! And I believe you are carrying something here. Can you show us?
Yeah, it's my my trash picker.
Oh wow! Now I get why people call you a waste ninja. So that's your trash picker, and that you carry every time you go trash picking.
Pretty much.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm sure we're going to have a very interesting dialogue with you today regarding your journey and also your background and how did you get to pick up this it's a very great passion. And I hope that people watching us today will also gain some more insights into your passion and your goal for a cleaner Indonesia.
Thank you.
And besides that, we also have Aziz Hendra. He is a well-known musician and perhaps he's a rising star who have recently earned a double platinum stream on Spotify Indonesia. I've listened to Aziz before on Spotify and his music is so lovely. So we will check on Aziz. Aziz, are you with us right now on Zoom? Hello Aziz, Merdeka?
Good afternoon,
Merdeka.
Aziz.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us, Aziz. And thank you for joining us to Dani and Hara.
Okay, so we will have a very thorough discussion today with all these young gentlemen. I mean, we've been seeing the Independence Day celebration the entire day, but as everybody know that the younger generation is what we are focusing next for the future of Indonesia, not just only on IKN, but really on what Indonesia bring, because we are all looking forward to what Golden Indonesia is all about.
Right.
So before we go to our dialogue today, we will have this story first where we will talk about the celebration of this year's Independence Day from the people in Yogyakarta. They are very enthusiastic following various agendas held by the local provincial government, including the flag lowering ceremony. And to know more about the latest situation from Yogyakarta outside the Gedung Agung Presidential Palace, we will be joining with our TVRI World reporter there. We have Aryo Bagus. Aryo, are you there?
Hello, I'm
Hello,
here.
Aryo. Merdeka, Aryo. Tell us more about what's happening there in Yogyakarta today.
Well, yeah, Stefania and Luisa, first and foremost, Merdeka, happy Independence Day and happy 17th anniversary of the Republic of Indonesia. And yes, people are still gathering outside the Gedung Agung Presidential Palace or at Malioboro Street or Jalan Malioboro, one of the most popular tourism destinations here in Yogyakarta City, to witness various agendas managed and held by local government of Yogyakarta. And from our monitoring in this area, people have gathered since earlier this morning. They are so enthusiastic to witness, to join, to follow various agenda once again managed and held by the local government before the flag lowering ceremony will take place at Gedung Agung Presidential Palace at around 5 p.m. later. So there are various agendas this morning. There is a flag hoisting ceremony held at Gedung Agung Presidential Palace, and then preceded by the Jogja Fashion Carnival 2024, which was held at around 3 p.m. So there are about 15 groups from Yogyakarta and nearby area joined and participated at Pawai or Carnival this afternoon. So at the moment, just finished a while ago, a few minutes ago, the Parade Senja, which showcased some of the groups' performances from AAU Yogyakarta or Air Force Academy of Yogyakarta, and then Atma Jaya Marching Band Yogyakarta, and also several other performances. Luisa, Stefani.
Thank you, Aryo, for your reports from Yogyakarta. And next we will go to Gorontalo, where we have Eka Kamalasari. The 79th anniversary of Indonesia's independence in 2024 has took off without a hitch today in Gorontalo province. The red and white flag lowering ceremony centered at the Gorontalo governor's official residence was conducted with great solemnity. We're now connected with TVRI World reporter Eka Kamalasari. Eka, please share with us your report.
Thank you, Luisa and Stephanie. The Independence Day ceremony just concluded about 15 minutes ago, and behind me, the invited guests are preparing to heading home. The government, citizen, and various groups across Gorontalo province commemorated the 79th anniversary of Indonesia Independence Day in 17th of August 2024 with enthusiasm and also pride. This morning, a troop of 25 of the best students from senior high school successfully performed their duties in the flag raising ceremony, and this afternoon, the followed through with a smooth proceeding of the flag lowering ceremony. The Gorontalo Police Chief Inspector General Puji Prasetyanto Hadi served as the officer in charge in the ceremony. The solemn ceremony then concluded with a choir of junior and senior high school students singing patriotic songs, further amplifying the patriotic spirit. For the people of Gorontalo, Indonesia's independence in 1945 is deeply tied to the heroic and patriotic events that took place on January 23rd, 1942. Under the leadership of Nani Wartabone, the Gorontalo resistance fighter, who armed with only simple tools, managed to overthrow and capture the Dutch colonial government in the Gorontalo. Wartabone's declaration of Gorontalo freedom is from the Dutch rule ignited a spirit of resistance that eventually merged with the broader national movement, leading to Indonesia's independence proclaimed by Sukarno and Muhammad Hatta on August 17, 1945. Nani Wartabone's significant contribution to Indonesia's fight for freedom were later recognized by the government, honoring him as a national hero. The heroic movement is forever etched within the memory of the Gorontalo people. And then the fighting spirit of the Gorontalo people will remain steadfast as well, preserving the unity of the Republic of Indonesia, striving for a prosperous and advanced Indonesia, for a new Nusantara, advanced Indonesia. Live from Gorontalo, I'm Eka Kamalasari and camera person Jojor Marpaung for TVRI World. Merdeka!
Well, thank you so much, Eka Kamalasari, reporting from Gorontalo, and just now we have Aryo Bagus also reporting from Yogyakarta. It's such a great, live reports. You know, every time we have this Independence Day, and suddenly we are all uniting all our TVRI World reporters from all around Indonesia just to witness, the flag hoisting ceremony, until now the flag lowering ceremony. And also here with us on the studio, we have two very young gentlemen. And also we have another gentleman on Zoom who will also share their success stories bringing Indonesia into the world spotlight. Once again, welcome. We have Mas Dani and also Mas Hara. First of all, maybe we can start with Mas Dani. Can you please again introduce to us your background before we go on to your story to becoming a student exchange to Lebanon?
Okay, first of all, I'm Muhammad Dani. I'm living in Bandar Lampung since my birth. And from 1999, I'm from Batak ethnic. I'm from Sundanese ethnic also. And I took my junior high school and took my elementary high school in Lampung, but I took my senior high school in Bogor.
Wow.
So after that, I have 1.5 gap year, but I recently, study in one of the most famous university in Jakarta. Before going to the Lebanon.
Okay, all right. Can you please tell us which university did you go to before applying for the student exchange?
It calls Polytechnic.
Polytechnic.
STMI Jakarta,
Okay.
near Yars University on
Ah.
Central Jakarta.
And what studies were you focusing in your university?
Engineering Mechanical.
Engineering
Yeah.
mechanical. Wow, that is interesting.
But first of all,
Yeah.
we would like to know why Lebanon? Because, you know, everyone goes study abroad, but in other countries like UK, perhaps Australia, United States, but this is Lebanon. This must be something that you want to tell us.
Just most like a recent student in high school, I don't have a kind of motivation going to abroad, going to study outside Indonesia. One of the reason I choose Lebanon to continue my study. I had been rejected 9 times by both public university in Indonesia, but eventually I get accepted by one of the famous polytechnic in Jakarta, and I also have over to go study in Turkey and in China, but I declined because I had an ambition, youthful spirit. I can do it by myself. I have so idealistic stigma that I can do it in Indonesia. I don't need to go to outside Indonesia.
I see.
Because my major in that university is not that I interested in. After 1 year and on 2 semester, I got also offered to go to Lebanon. So I cut it off my polytechnical study, and I take the offer to the Lebanon.
Wow, such a rare experience as
Yeah.
well.
But
Very-
why did you decide to take the offer to Lebanon though?
To be honest, I really want to know how the real dangers war in, because as we know, Lebanon is unpredictable country. Maybe we can live today, but maybe we cannot live today.
Exactly. I can't imagine being your parent, to be honest.
But there is a lot of story that I can tell here.
Okay.
So we could tell that curiosity is what brought you there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we
Very
go to
interesting.
Bashara now. You've mentioned a little bit about yourself in the beginning by showing us your weapon, your tool, which is the ninja claw, but you haven't really tell us your background. What did you study before? Does that has to do with anything environmental, or how did the passion come about? Tell us about your background first, please.
Okay, thank you for the question. First of all, your outfit is majestic.
I know we haven't talked about our outfit yet.
Your outfit is
I'm actually wearing this outfit from Riau.
It's from Batak, so.
Yeah.
This one is from Lombok.
Oh, from
Yeah,
Lombok.
yeah.
So
So
because-
every Independence Day we'll be
Yeah.
we'll be wearing all this traditional outfit, and we came today not knowing what we are going to wear, and to my surprise, this is what I get.
Excellent
and
choice,
actually,
by
I'm
the way.
loving how it looks like on camera. I mean, the color sparks out, and Stephanie's also looking very gorgeous today.
Thank you.
I think next time you
Excellent.
guys should come and wear a traditional outfit.
Next over.
Yeah, it really fits with the background too.
I know. I mean, this is the way so we can keep preserving our traditional culture.
I
If
love
not,
it.
I mean, what other occasion we can, come out in
Yes.
public wearing this traditional costume?
Proud
Anyway,
Indonesian.
yeah.
And by the way, I'm also Batak and Sundanese. by the way.
Are you also
Ah.
Batak
Yeah,
and Sudanese?
that's,
What a
Very rich in
coincidence.
culture.
Oh.
Very rich in
Batak
culture.
And we
Sundanese.
had a little conversation backstage.
Yeah.
We actually, I studied in Lampung for a brief period of
from
time,
Lampung.
and he's from Lampung.
Ah,
And so
interesting.
I studied sociology, and I'm still in campus right now.
Whereabout is the campus?
Now I study in Universitas Terbuka, Open University of
I
Indonesia.
see.
Back in Lampung, I studied in Unila, but I didn't finish over there.
Mm.
I studied sociology. And a lot of people might think that what does sociology have to do with the environment?
I see. Yeah.
That's what I get a lot. And from my perspective, the way I see it is that trash might be something in the physical world, but it's also, its existence is actually a social problem. The root cause is social, so I kind of want to dig into that.
Explain to us a little bit more, because that sounds pretty. It's simple, but yet I know it's really complicated in real life. Tell us how sociology actually then affects the trash in the world, please.
So we all know what culture is, right? It's not just customs like certain costumes that we might wear, but it's also the habits that we do, the values that we have. And apparently there's a lot to fix about the culture that we have regarding the way we treat waste. We often disregard waste as being something that's not important, something that's, why should we even think about it? It's so low. But because we see trash that way, it's all over the place, and now we can't look away.
Perspective that needs to be changed. Huh?
Exactly. And so one of my main missions is to introduce cleaning up plastic trash in such a way that it becomes accepted into the culture as a hobby, as something that people do for fun. So that people stop looking at trash as something that's low and start seeing the solution as something that's fun.
And you know what's common here, I mean, in the big cities, is that if you go around and you look at trash, and then you'll be thinking, that's not my trash, that's not my problem, right? So this is a big challenge to deal with in the city.
Exactly.
Right? Okay, all right.
Yeah, Hara, tell us, you must be inspired by someone because you told us that you started from early age. So who really inspired you to do this kind of like activism?
Talking about inspiration, I was, if you mean a person, that would be my parents. My parents introduced me to the world, literally, and they also introduced me to certain values. For example, don't leave your trash, because if an animal ends up eating it and it becomes harmed by that trash, it's a sin for you. You are going to be held liable for, morally, for hurting that animal, for hurting nature. So I was taught from a very young age, like, don't leave your trash wherever, because if it ends up hurting something or someone, that's your fault.
You know, that is a very thorough explanation. I should learn from your parents, because at the moment when I tell my kids, I'll be like, pick up your trash, put it to the dustbin where it belongs. But I wouldn't think that that's the way to explain that it will harm the animals. So I think, wow, kudos to your parents for teaching you and also being your first inspiration. And I would like to know your life a bit more after this, especially what you do with that claw every day on a daily basis, and that you bring that claw, ninja claw, everywhere.
Tell us later, okay?
Yeah. First, let's go to our last guest of the day. We have Aziz Hedra, which is a musician. Aziz, hello.
Aziz.
Hi, Luisa and Stephanie.
Hi, Aziz. Please tell us more about yourself. We heard that you've received an award on Spotify recently.
Yeah, I'm very glad and I'm very happy to receive that award. Even sometimes I think it's delusional for me.
Tell us, Aziz, how long have you been a musician and how did you start to become a musician? I mean, it's really hard to be a mainstream musician these days, and you made it on Spotify, on the top list of Spotify Indonesia. Tell us the journey.
I've been a musician since 1.5 years ago, I guess. And I'm very glad that Sony Music Indonesia give me so much opportunity to my career and give me something that promising to chasing my dreams. And in 5 months at once, I don't know to describe my journey, but I think maybe to describe my journey is like I'm always knocking door to door and always trying to be positive of what's behind that door. Yeah, and I made it to this day.
Wow. Well, I was listening to your music last night, Aziz, and I was blown away by it. It was very soothing. I like your vibe. It's very catchy, and I think you will make it. I mean, you say 5-6 months. I think it's going to be sooner. I think you're just waiting for the right opportunity right there. Aziz, just now we asked Hara already. He shared that his parents was one of the first people to be his inspiration. I wonder who has been your inspiration to be your what make you to become a musician?
I have many inspirations, and Actually, I'm inspired by Michael Jackson when I was a kid, and when I was in high school, I always listening to Tori Kelly, Ariana, and Zayn Malik. So I think they're the most influenced, or they're the most artists that I wait for what's new on them or what they're gonna do or mm, can I know them in personal? I think yeah. Um, sometimes you need a higher dream to be to be what where you want to be or yeah I don't know maybe um maybe if I should choose one I think I would choose Zayn Malik because most of my songs now are influenced by him.
Wow. Aziz, please share with us the process or your journey of becoming a singer, particularly in this, like a massive trend of social media. What are the challenges that you face?
There are so many challenges, especially when I'm Indonesian and I live in Indonesia, but I release English songs and um, nowadays there are so many musicians there to start their career and yeah it's very hard nowadays but my motivation is nothing is impossible so yeah let's go for it.
Well, you know what, Aziz, I'm curious with what you just said just now, that nowadays it's actually harder to become a musician because it's a very controversial statement, because a lot of people are actually saying that nowadays there's so much opportunity to break through, rather than, in the olden days, you need to break through the mainstream media, but now you have YouTube, you have Spotify, and you are actually one of the people to have made it. So what do you think is the most challenging part of making it, and what are your strategy to break through and like get more of your noise out there?
The most challenging part for me is releasing my own song or my original work with my friends and there are so many people, even though now we have YouTube, TikTok, and any other social media, um, and I think we can get many inspiration from there also, but we should be original at the same time. That's why it's hard because it's kind of hard to be yourself in this era. Yeah, that's I think my way is I'm trying to be myself and I always trying to stay in my circle so I don't forget myself or
Yeah.
I'm not becoming someone else that I'm not
Yeah.
or someone else that maybe I adore them but they're still them and I'm still me so I should
Yeah.
maybe upgrading myself to a better version.
Yeah, I get your point. We get your point, Aziz, right
That's
there.
how-
Yeah, it's so important to be, to be a musician, but then you need to have your own originality and you need to have your own voice. But on the other hand, it's really hard to get the attention right
Yes.
there, to get people to know you, who you are, and to
Right.
love your music
Yep.
for who you are. We'll talk more with you, Aziz, just shortly. But now we need to go to our live cross right now to the Merdeka Palace, where we have our TVRI reporter right there, Bramuda Biru, who will give us a live report from the Merdeka Palace in Jakarta. Bram, can you tell us what's going on at the moment?
Good afternoon, Stephanie, and also Luis. I'm sorry I cannot hear you clearly because right beside me, right to my left, is a mega concert, the closing of the real celebration of the 79th anniversary of the Independence Day of Indonesia. As now, it is the performance of Malik the Essential, performing some of Indonesia's biggest songs, some of their songs, one of them being Kita Bikin Romantis, one of the biggest hits of this year of 2024. And then right after the flag lowering ceremony, all the people just come down here to the court to sing along, dance with their family, with their friends, their loved ones. The energy here is ecstatic, it's very vivid right here. So I'm really sorry, Stephanie and Luisa, if I don't answer your question properly because I really cannot hear you that much clear. But one thing you should know is the energy and the ending of the celebration. This one really is a celebration not only for the country, not only for the government, but also for the people of Indonesia, especially the people of Indonesia that come here today at Merdeka Palace, Jakarta. And not only that, this is still live on several streaming platforms. So this can be enjoyed by various people from all over Indonesia, through one of them being the YouTube channel of Indonesia. So it is very vivid, the energy is really ecstatic. That's what I can say for now.
Thank you very much, Bramuda, for reporting from Merdeka Palace. We saw like the energy, the vibes, very energetic, like what it was in IKN Nusantara, the new capital as well.
Yeah, perhaps if Bramuda can hear us, what other entertainers is going to perform, Bram?
Bramuda, can you hear us?
So right before the performance of Malik the Essential, we have seen the performance from Hi-Fi right before the flag lowering ceremony. But now it was great. The energy was there, but this is the energy. This is the closing energy that everyone is craving for. This is really a celebration. So right after the closing ceremony, where the Vice President Maruf Amin and several other delegates leave the area, it's just the celebration. This ceremony has just turned into a party, a real celebration for all the people coming here to the Merdeka Palace, Jakarta. So again, I'm sorry, Stephanie and Luisa, I cannot really hear your question clearly. It is very loud, and all the people are singing their hearts out, having their blast here at Merdeka Palace, Jakarta. So I'm pretty sure you can hear the feel of being here through my microphone alone.
Please enjoy your time there, Bramuda, at Merdeka Palace with all the energetic vibes.
I mean, we can really feel it here in the studio, just listening to your report, Bram. So go ahead, have fun and enjoy. After all, it's a Merdeka celebration today. Thank you so much for your report, Bramuda. I mean, Malik and the Essentials. I mean, of course. I mean, it's like such a popular choice for all the Indonesians to finally finish off the Merdeka celebration today. And I just love their music, don't you?
Oh, yeah, very much, of course.
All of them.
So now we go back to our special talented guest here in the studio with us. We would like to go to Danny. Danny, you told us already about what brought you to Lebanon, right? And now we would also like to know, were there any particular goals or aspirations you had when you decided to study in Lebanon?
So first of all, kind of my parents' advice. My mom always told me, when you are in Rome, do as the Romans do. When you're in Lebanon, so that's why when in the Lebanon, do as the Lebanese do. But don't forget, if there is something Indonesian good value that might apply it. So I really love to enjoy myself in afternoon to take a walk to tourism landmark, to the souk. In Arabic, it called souk. It traditional old market, and also maybe straight around the university, just to want to sort of observe how the social life are in Lebanon. So because as we know, Lebanon is multiverse in terms of religion, multicultural. So that's why I really want to open my view about how the real world is by choosing Lebanon. And also in Lebanon, as we know, it's conflict country in terms of the regional country or international country between Lebanon and Israel. Lebanon itself, the political problem, once we discussed 4 times in here in Teberiwat by Zoom meetings. And that's why I choose Lebanon, because I love to know how the conflict are met, how the conflict are done, why people always make the conflict, what the main purpose of the conflicts. So it brings the foundation of me to gain the new skills like a problem solving or leadership, and maybe in the future it can let me or Indonesia to be better than before.
Well, you took a very big risk
Yes.
by choosing to go to Lebanon.
Okay.
I mean, perhaps so far I've known one person who's been to Lebanon now, which is you.
So thank you so much.
All right, Danny. How long did you stay in Lebanon?
I've been maybe around 5.5 years in Lebanon.
5.5 years.
Oh, that's such a long
from
time.
2000
Actually?
from November 2018.
Wow.
Right.
That's a very, very long stay in Lebanon.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to stay that long?
First of all, as a foreign student, we have to study language first. So that's why on the first my study journey in Lebanon, I just always want to learn the circumstance, the Arabic language, because as we know in our senior high school or the junior high Islamic high school, they always taught us about the common language. But if you go to the real world, the real Arab countries, they don't speak like from the books. They speak in another way. So that's why I can't speak right now. I can speak Arabic and French, not fluently, but it's just common language like ça va, ça va bien, merci, très bien, just like that. So that's why I am enjoying myself, even I have to live more than 4 years or 5 years, because at that time I had an honor in commemoration today with the national flag Independence Days. It's been had honor. I've been a flag raising troop in 2019 and 2022 at the Indonesian Embassy. It's such a great honor for me. We can raise up our red and white flag on the French country, on the Lebanon.
Okay. So, Daniel, you tell us are there lots of Indonesian people there in Lebanon, and also tell us how is the vibe when you were there? Vibe of Independence Day of Indonesia. Were there any celebrations, or you celebrated with your friends, colleagues?
Okay. Every year before the coronavirus spread, in 2019, I had been a flag troop raising. But unfortunately, on 2020 and 2021, there is no ceremony. There is no ceremony. But usually we came to the Indonesian Embassy, celebrate their ceremony there, attend the ceremony, and after that, we just strengthened our bond, our silaturahmi bond, by spread the Indonesian food, or sometimes there is a diplomat just gave me money, because as a college student we cannot work in that country. So there is I want to say kaman in Arabic also. There is a party, little party, like we sing, we dance. Even we dance with the people who has married with the Lebanese people. So we dance a Dabke Lebanon, Dabke traditional Lebanon.
Wow.
That's great.
Yeah. So I'd like to move on to Hara. You already told us the inspirations where it came from your parents. And now, please tell us also about the personal values that drive you to commit on this environmental activist.
Thank you for the question, but I'd like to appreciate this guy, Danny. Not only did he go to take a big risk, right, because it's dangerous out there, but he also learned the language.
Yeah, double.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you
Now,
so much. You too, also.
The values that I carry out when I clean up is that I told you earlier that I don't want this plastic pollution or whatever to hurt animals, hurt the environment, so I take it out. That's basically it. I feel like there's a moral obligation for us to take responsibility of the trash that we put out there. Because every single time we use plastic, we just throw it away, we don't think about it. And every single piece of plastic trash that you see out there in the ocean, that was in someone's hand at some point.
True.
That water bottle, wherever that is, that was on someone's lips at some point.
Someone is there to
Someone must have
blame.
had the opportunity to put it in the right place,
That's
but
right.
they didn't. So yeah, right? So,
Wow.
so
Okay.
my mission is to increase awareness, to remind people that, hey, maybe if we cared a little bit more about the trash that we use, the plastic that we use, maybe we can prevent the need to clean up by putting it in the right place to begin with.
Okay, so Hara, we are looking at the video there, and finally,
Oh, yeah.
we can see how do you maneuver your ninja claw right there. Tell us, so what is your daily activity? Explain about what campaign are you doing right now as a ninja waste?
Wow.
Yeah.
I think campaign is a big word.
Okay.
But,
Personal campaign.
Yeah,
Because
but
you've been doing this for a while. Tell us more.
yeah, but I can accept that it's called a campaign because I'm not the only one doing this. This is a global, universal message that a lot of people, like myself, all around the world are saying, pick up your trash or put your trash in the right place. For me personally, I just want to have fun.
This is fun for you.
I do it because it's fun for me. And that's how I've been able to do it consistently.
How come it's fun? Tell us.
Perhaps how did it start?
Fun.
How did it start? And how did you find the funness?
Okay,
in it?
that's a spot on. That's a good question. Okay, straight off the bat, whenever you make a mistake back in school, there's always this punishment by the teacher that they would be like, oh, you go clean the bathroom, and it's stinky and it sucks, and you go in the bathroom and you feel like, I hate doing this. I don't want to do that mistake again. Now, how can we flip that switch to be like, I want to go clean the bathroom?
That mindset, yeah.
Now, when I was in junior high school, I was very I wanted to fit in. I didn't want to miss out on being the guy that was known for not being diligent. So I really tried hard to attend to this. There's every after school, kids would gather in the class and clean the class, and they had shifts. For example, your day was Wednesday and my day was Thursday, and
Picket,
someone
right?
else.
That's what they
Picket.
call it, picket, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the English for it is, but it's called picket here.
Yeah.
So this picket schedule, and the first week, second week, everyone did it perfectly. Everyone attended during the day that they were supposed to. But in the fourth week, third week, fifth week, they were starting to disappear. And the class was not being attended to as it should have been. And so I thought, I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. Okay, I'm going to pick up a broom and I'm going to clean up. Plus, nobody's here, so I might as well just do a monologue, talk to myself. And
Wow, that's sort of your
Doing
me
a monologue.
time.
my me time, yeah. And that's when I started to develop these techniques, these styles of sweeping with the broom that I call the art of dancing with trash.
Nice.
Anyway, so yeah, pretty much that's how I found the fun.
That's great. Great story. So you
Indeed,
created
yes.
a positive connotation from this picket instead of like what you said just now, people coming thinking it's a punishment, but instead it's something that can be fun.
Exactly.
Right.
Now we
So-
move on to our next story here, where in commemoration on Indonesia's 79th Independence Day, citizens in Silawan Village, East Tasifeto Subdistrict, Belu Regency, East Nusa Tenggara Province, perform a flag parade along the state border of Indonesia and Timor-Leste.
And our reporter Rambu Nitabani has the report. Hello, Rambu Nitabani.
Day Republik Indonesia. Ya, halo Luisa dan Stefani. Happy Independence Day Republik Indonesia. In commemoration of Indonesia's 79th Independence Day, citizens in Silawan Village, East Tasifeto Subdistrict, Belu Regency, East Nusa Tenggara Province, perform a flag parade along the state border of Indonesia and Timor-Leste. A flag parade was carried out along the state border of Indonesia and Timor-Leste in celebration of Indonesia's 79th Indonesia Independence Day of the Republic of Indonesia by the citizen of Silawan Village in the East Tasifeto Subdistrict, Belu Regency, East Nusa Tenggara Province. Initiated by the government of Silawan Village, involved residents, community organization, student, police, soldier, and a local martial arts organization. Residents were highly enthusiastic in participating in the event, which is themed border building solidarity from the border towards Golden Indonesia. The flag parade commenced from the Mota Ain state border crossing port, passing through the village, the state border line, and ended in the Silawan village field. The festivity then continued with a bonfire. The event was closed with a night reflection, followed by residents and visitors. This activity is expected to be able to increase the sense of national pride and cultivate the residents' love of their homeland. Rambu Nitbani reporting live from East Nusa Tenggara for TVRI World. Back to the studio with Luisa and Stephanie. Merdeka.
Merdeka.
Thank you very much. So now let's go back to Aziz, who are still joining us via Zoom. Aziz, can you still hear us?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Definitely.
Aziz, please tell us more. We would like to know more about your single, Somebody Pleasure. As Luisa said that she already heard about this beautiful song. So tell us what also this song actually tell.
Or maybe if you can give us a little bit of a teaser and sing us a few tunes
Yes,
from that
please.
song, please.
Somebody's pleasure is about someone that are in their lowest point, and somebody's pleasure is my very first single in my career. I wrote somebody's pleasure with my friends. It's Ezra and Rian. And I think, I'm sorry, bad connection.
It's all right, take your time.
Okay. It feels amazing that somebody's pleasure can be my first single ever, and actually when it not come out yet, I'm scared of what people gonna think about it or comment about somebody's pleasure, because
Aziz, this song, Somebody Pleasure, went viral in 13 countries and received a double platinum stream certifications on Spotify, right, Aziz? So tell us about your effort and the process, the journey of you got this.
it feels unbelievable because it's out of my league and so far from what I expected. I'm so thankful for that, and Sony Music Indonesia always support me for no matter what, and also my Umi and Abah always pray for me, and my friends always support me. And yeah, like I said, nothing is impossible. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you have worked so hard to finally get this opportunity and show off your skills. Aziz, you have performed at Times Square, and you were also featured in Spotify's Artist Radar. Can you please share with us what was it like when you performed at Times Square? that is something. That is a really, really great event.
Actually, I don't even imagine it could be that way or this way. I'm just doing everything at my best, push my limits, and keep praying to Allah. And also, thank you, Spotify, for all the support. Thank you, Sony Music Indonesia, and thank you to all listeners that always listen to my songs. I think there's no such things called as what are you doing to get this, to get that. I don't know how. I'm just doing my best. Yeah, that's it.
That's nice. That means he's focusing on his own self, his own journey. And Aziz, you know how, like musicians usually they like to send their messages through their lyrics, through their songs, like what Taylor Swift always does, in her songs. Among all your songs that are out there, Aziz, which one is the most like closest to you emotionally, and what kind of messages you want to pass on to your listeners?
I think it's lesson learned for now.
Learn.
Yeah, lesson learned.
Lesson
I want to
learned.
tell everyone that everything's gonna be fine. Keep being you and chase your dreams, even though people say it's impossible. Yeah, don't hear what people gonna say, because they just can comment about what you're doing. But the most crucial things is you should focus on you. You should focus on your dreams, your goals, and don't let people be in your way. Negative people, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
And yeah, sometimes people just find it hard to even try in the first place because you don't have that confidence, right?
Yeah. So Aziz, as a musicians, we would like also to know actually, how do you think music can contribute to the future of Indonesia, particularly for this, Golden Indonesia 2045, or we call it Indonesia Emas. We know that perhaps like music can improve or promote Indonesia's culture, but how do you see this music contributes to Indonesia's future?
I think music can contribute in Indonesians' words or Indonesians' independency. Like today, there are so many musicians there. I wish I'm there now. And I think we can speak. No, we can talk anything through music, even though sometimes it's hard to translating what are we gonna say into a music, because we can share love, happiness, and confident feels to everyone who hears that. And I think Indonesian music industry for now is very, very good, or maybe it's a long way from back then and now. There's so much growth in Indonesian music industry, and I love being an Indonesian, so I love releasing music in Indonesia.
And you are a big part of it now. I mean, like a couple years ago, nobody knew about Nikki, and when I first heard about Nikki and I heard her music, I really didn't know that she's Indonesian.
Indonesian,
And
yes.
apparently, we are really breaking into the international industry. So yeah, thank you, Aziz, and keep working hard for it. And we'd like to talk to Dani also and Hara, because we want to know more of your story. Dani, you mentioned to us just now that you were in Lebanon for 5.5 years. That's a very long time. But tell us, when you first got there, what were your first impression when you first arrived in Lebanon? What was it like? Was it like what you expected it to be?
Okay,
Better,
my
worse?
first impression is they have both same Indonesia and Lebanon have some both like circumstance, but Lebanon itself it's 4 season, so it's cold there, maybe -1 or 0 degrees when in winter. So my first big impression about their behavior here in Indonesia, when we want to say no, we just like nggak dulu, no thank you. In Lebanon, if you ask them or offering them something and they won't say no or they will say no, they just like it's so impolite for us in Indonesia.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you are too unfaced to me. It's too unfaced for me. I'm just asking you something. I'm just offering you something. But why you did like that? Why you did do like that to me? And also the first impression, the Lebanon itself, it's so multiverse in terms of religion and culture because
as well, yeah.
because there it was occupation by French, but in their neighbor country like Jordan, it's occupied by by British. So there is a lot of culture in there. That's why I'm talking before that, as mentioned, I can speak French because most of them in capital cities speak French. So you can even use the English or the conventional Arabic in around Lebanon.
Right.
That's great.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah, and how is it like living there in a conflict area? What is the standard of life, standard of living there?
Maybe like, are you scared every day, frightened?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'll say, of course. I was so scared. My first step in Lebanon, I was so scared because their neighborhood country is Israel or Palestine, occupied by Israel. So I'm so scared, but by the times before Corona, after Corona, as we know, there is a big explosion in the port of Beirut on 2020 at 4 August. Yeah, at 4 August. At the time, alhamdulillah, I'm not there, I'm in Indonesia, but our dormitory, our Indonesian student dormitory is close, maybe around 10 kilometer or 8 kilometer. So first thing, their behavior, their circumstance is leading us to have a mental strength, big resilient, good thinking of life, good thinking of habit. So it's led us to be a more strong than before, more powerful than before, because Lebanon is look like phoenix made from Greek mythology. When they crash, when they go down, they can rise again and again and again. So that proverb is now playing to us Indonesian student in Lebanon.
Wow. Such a very inspirational
I feel like we can dig even deeper from your story because you must have been exposed to so much things there.
So much things.
5.5 years.
5.5 years.
Yeah.
Unbelievably, yes.
What have been the most memorable experience, be it the best and probably the worst experience while you were
Once we held like a social activities with the Syrian and Palestinian refugees. We also made cooperation with the stakeholders, even in public and government stakeholders. We held like a social project. We share the donation, we share the happiness to them, as we know they are living far from their country. At the time, we felt that we feel the sufferings being. So, like, oh my God, they live in Lebanon, not their country, like Syria or Palestine. So even they cannot afford the basic or the primary needs every day. So I'm so grateful when I see them. Mashallah, I'm so grateful. I can live, I can eat, I can access internet, I can access the worldwide, but they cannot. They are also human beings like us. this was so memorable, and also in commemoration with the Independence Day, as I mentioned before, I've had be a flag raising troop at the Indonesian Embassy, promoting Indonesian dance by performing dance. I can dance saman
You
and
dance.
saman dance and pairing dance, and also I contribute and assist the Indonesian Embassy by promoting Indonesian culture, Indonesian information of the scholarship, and many more. Alhamdulillah.
I mean, here we are in Jakarta complaining about macet, traffic jam all the time. And then people in Lebanon, I mean, like
The refugees.
the refugees, yeah.
So you have the power of grateful.
Yeah.
Grateful, right? So Hara, we've seen that you've been carrying that equipment with you. So tell us about that. What do we call it? Like tong or whatever you name it. So you use that to actually pick up
Ninja
trash.
tools.
So tell
Ninja
us more
stick.
about this.
It does look like a tongue, but it functions a little bit differently from a tongue. This is the short version. The one that I use for cleaning up on the land is actually 88 centimeters long. But this is the pocket version, I would say. Well, it's not. It doesn't really exactly fit into your pocket, but it's for traveling around. So this is the short one. So whenever I'm on a train or I'm commuting in public transport, I see in the station there's a trash can and there's a piece of trash right next to the trash can. All I need to do is just
Pick up.
put it in. Because oftentimes you have this urge that I want to pick that up. But you don't have gloves and you're going to get your hands dirty, so I just bring this everywhere.
Wow.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And you carry that everywhere.
Yeah.
Mostly. Most of the times if I'm going like outside of town.
That inspired us to get one of them. So every time we go everywhere, maybe like, to pick up trash, right?
Yeah.
Hara, we still have lots of questions for you, of course, but we will go to Aziz first. Aziz, you're still with us? Yeah? So Aziz, tell us the main inspirations behind your musical style. We would like to know about this, and which heavily influenced by soul and R&B, right?
Right. It was Justin Timberlake, but now I think it's Kehlani.
Interesting. And do you have any memorable experience actually for you when you performed at Times Square? We're also featured at in Spotify's Artist Radar. Tell us about this experience.
Actually, that time when Sony's give me an update about that, I don't believe it. Even I asked them, is it a prank? Because that is one of my bucket lists, and I think that's so far. I'm not even. I don't ever being that. You know what? I'm just still don't believe it until now. I think sometimes is it fake? But I don't think so. Yeah, it's real. Thank you, Sony Music and Spotify.
Well, I mean, if you think of it, even K-pop can dominate the world. I mean, like even in Indonesia here, we don't speak Korean. Most of us don't. But now you can see everyone is a K-pop fan.
Right. Yeah.
Even in the States and everywhere. So it is possible, maybe in the future, that we will be hearing people singing Indonesian without even knowing what Indonesian really means, what they're saying. You know,
all over the world. Yeah.
All right. So Aziz, tell us, what is your future goal? What do you intend to achieve from here?
My future goal is maybe it sounds a little bit too far, or I don't know. I just wish it could happen to me. I'm wishing that I could play at Coachella or something like that. I don't know. I mean.
Well, I think you need to dream big, as you mentioned before, that you didn't even think that one day, you know, you will be performing at Times Square, and you did.
Yes. Right. So Aziz, do you have any hope perhaps for the future of Indonesia, Golden Indonesia 2045 as a musicians, from your perspective as a musicians, please?
All right. I hope Indonesia will be more greatness in here and more talented people and more kind people and more green or stay green.
Yeah, I hope so too. And as it's just one more question before we let you off. I mean, you've made it on Spotify, you've made it to Times Square, and you've also won awards. Tell us, what kind of message would you like to share to our young audiences out there who are just starting out their career as a musician? Maybe they are scared, maybe they're like you, they can make music, but they're just not sure like what will happen once they put it out and the response from people hearing it. Please give us your advice for our young listeners out there.
All right. Hi, musicians. From me, I think people don't have to like you. People don't have to respect you. You should respect yourself and keep focused on upgrading yourself and keep chasing your dreams and keep being you. Don't ever lose yourself, because that is the most important thing in your career. And I don't know, just do your best.
Right.
Never forget your roots.
Don't forget your roots. That's also an important one.
That's very
right?
important. So thank you very much, Aziz Hedra, for sharing your story with us here on TVRI World.
We wish you all the best, Aziz, for your future, and we'll be listening to you later on Spotify. Thank you so much. Looking forward to listening to more music of yours. Thank you, Aziz. All the best, and Merdeka.
Merdeka.
Right.
So proud. Yeah, we have all these young, talented Indonesians coming out. I mean, these young generations. You guys. I mean, you are doing such a great job and making like putting your foot in the world. Hara, tell us, what is your current project at the moment? I see you're very enthusiastic, right, about this. Tell us.
Yeah, so I clean up the lake every single day.
Every single day?
Well, not every single day, most days of the week.
Amazing.
So, because
so you wake up and you think, I need to clean the lake, or like, how does it work? What's the schedule like?
So because I live near to the lake, every time I have time and I'm not tired, I go out and bring out a kayak, and I go on the lake, and I paddle, pick up some trash that's lying around, and then I sort the waste. And make
so
sure.
So you sorted to like three categories, right? Is it organic, non-organic,
actually,
and
I have 6
recycled?
categories.
6 categories.
But that's actually arbitrary. Every single waste management person might have slightly different terminologies of how they categorize things. But the point is, you don't want to mix things. You don't want to mix certain things because they can be dangerous, especially for the people who work downstream. For example, you have tusuk satay or satay sticks. Those are sharp. You don't want to put them inside the plastic bin, because when the people who
they can hurt themselves.
It can hurt them.
Yeah.
So you really want to separate these categories to make sure that nobody gets harmed down the line.
Tell us, you have 6 categories. What are your 6 categories? This is the first time I'm hearing people who like putting their trash onto
and 6 categories.
Even in Japan, they do it 3 or 4.
I thought it's only 3. Yes. 6.
You know, I want to break it down to the most simplest, to the most core material that it is. We have plastics, and they're like the recyclable plastics. There are 3 main ones that are usually taken in by scavengers that I usually donate to them. Polyethylene terephthalate, or plastic bottles, HDPE, high density polyethylene, plastic bottle caps.
Okay.
And then we have polypropylene, usually used for plastic cups. And those are the 3 categories of plastic waste that are usually valuable and are taken in by scavengers. So, well, those the plastic trash that's recyclable only make up about 5% of all the trash that I clean up. And since my main goal of cleaning up is to clean the place and not to actually use the trash as of now, oftentimes if a scavenger is passing by, I just give it to him.
You pass
my
it on,
my
yeah.
point is I don't want this trash to be out there in nature harming the environment. So if anyone wants to take it, just take it. And nobody wants to take trash if it's filthy, if it's stinky. So we got to sort it, we got to clean it, we got to dry it.
So I guess all the garbage men must be very thankful to you.
Hopefully.
I wonder though, like when you go to the lake every day and you do your daily cleanup, how do the people around you react and what are they thinking? You know, they'll be like thinking, what is he doing here every day with his ninja claw? What kind of questions do you get from people seeing you do what you do every day?
Oh my God, I don't even know where to start. There's so many types of reactions. Some positive, some negative, some confused, some misunderstand. Some people think that I'm going out fishing. That's a neutral thing. That's fine. That's okay. That's cool. But you know, some people think, oh, he's cleaning the lake. Oh, so I can just not care about the trash and just leave it here by the bench. Oh, there's a guy that's cleaning up this place.
Might as well.
You know.
You do your thing.
There are people who have that level of empathy, and so I try my best to communicate whenever I can. So, for example, I'm paddling on the lake, and by the side of the lake, let's say there's people fishing, or there's people just hanging out with their friends. There's a couple of plastic bottles. There's a couple of plastic cups. They might leave that if I don't talk to them. So what I like to do is I like to approach them calmly and say something like, excuse me, just a reminder to dispose your waste responsibly after you leave and don't leave it here. Thank you.
Wow.
And then I would do that and just like leave.
Yeah, simple as that.
I don't always
sending
do
the messages
that.
out, yeah?
I don't always do that, especially when my social battery is low. But if I have the energy to do it, I try my best to do it.
Wow.
Amazing.
Amazing.
We need to get you viral, man.
Yeah. So what are your biggest challenges as young activists? Don't tell us about that 6 categories.
So the biggest challenge is working in a system. So you can't just do this by yourself, obviously. You have to, because what I do is I just clean up and I just have fun cleaning up, and that's fine. A lot of people are going to specialize in many different areas, and the most difficult part for me is to get people to play their part. I'm doing my part. How about you do your part?
Yeah.
So one of the most difficult things to do is communicating with authorities, communicating with local organizations to kind of be on the same page. A lot of people have different perceptions of waste. A lot of people seem to think that burning plastic trash is okay, even though scientifically it's not good for your health. So a lot of things need to be communicated. That's one of the biggest challenges. So I don't want to just continue to do this and it's just going to not change anything. But I still want to do what I do.
Yeah. Hara, you also told us that many people still with the mindset of seeing like waste or trash as a low thing, right? But also tell us as a young activist, how do you see this, what you've been doing, contribute to the future of Indonesia, the 2045 Golden Indonesia Emas?
I think that a lot of children nowadays are starting to be exposed to a lot of environmental content out there. So I have high hopes that the next generation will do a good job. But I think for me, it's my job to introduce them to the world by telling them that, hey, dealing with plastic trash, dealing with waste isn't something that's bad, it's something that's fun.
Yeah.
So that more people, more children are going to grow up to be environmentally aware.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? We just need more people to be aware of this issue and to just do their own diligence, do their own responsibility. What you're doing now is great, Hara. And I'm wondering do you have any social media right now, or how do you intend to communicate and educate more people with your vision here?
I do have social media. I'm Hara Marhara on Instagram. And,
Hara Marhara?
Marhara ASF
Not
on
Hara
YouTube.
the Ninja Waste?
I call myself the sanitizer.
The
The
sanitizer.
sanitizer. Actually, social media for me, I don't intend to make it like too campaigny. I'm just sharing my daily life.
I see.
With the hopes that people would see trash the way I do as something that's valuable, and cleanup is a fun thing to do.
Oh, I see you're having fun with this.
I'm
I
having
mean, you've
so
been
much
doing
fun.
it for a while now, and you've been doing it every day for free. I mean, you do
Yeah.
it for yourself.
I do it for myself.
Yeah. And are you involved in any NGOs so far?
The thing about me is that I'm not a part of any one NGO, but I work alongside with many organizations. If let's say they have a program, so certain organization, they're going to do a planting program here, and I'm living near the area, I'm going to come by. Another organization is cleaning up, and I'm going to come by. That's how I make friends.
Well, you've created your own branding here. Okay, let's go back to Giri now.
Yeah.
Giri, share us more about Lebanon. I mean, like
Not Giri, I'm
Danny.
Danny.
Yeah, Danny.
Danny, sorry. I got mixed up here, sorry.
It's
So,
okay.
Danny, based on your experience, what you've been through for 5.5 years
Yeah.
there, tell us what have you learned, and what sort of message can you share with people here after what you've been through?
First thing, I really want to appreciate this man too every day, most daily.
Thank
There
you, man.
is
You guys really have a bro thing here going on between you.
Yeah.
Good vibe.
this man will change Indonesian in the future.
Wow.
I'm sure. Hats off for you.
I like his sincerity
Yeah.
for
Hat
sure.
off.
Yeah.
Really hat off.
Thank you, sir.
So back to the question, I really want to give this advice to me also, to the young generation, to the zillennial, millennial, or alpha generation, that we can make our privilege. Don't ever think about the privilege is just for the special one or the special party. We can make our privilege, and at least serve the best thing to you, to yourself, and then maybe you can, perhaps you can make the good serve to our nation, the Indonesia, in commemoration today to Independence Day, because 79 years after the occupation from the Netherlands and Japan, it's our time to bring our Indonesia into the good straight path, to the keep straight path, and also with the gold vision, the gold Indonesian vision. We as the millennial or the youngest, the generation, alpha generation, we have to take the control. We have to lead the Indonesian to the better way, to the good way. So that's why I really want to delete the anxiety stigma of to the generation, especially with the internet stigma or internet standards. Please be smart as your phone. Do not ever internet monopolizing you. We are as a human being, we make the internet. Don't ever make the internet capitalizing us. So just make the new effort, the new challenges, because Indonesia in the future need us.
Very, very big message right there.
Right,
Don't
yeah.
let the internet capitalize on
Yeah.
you. I mean, everyone is being capitalized nowadays by the internet. How then you think the younger generation can influence the mass? You know, can give good energy and good motivation out there through the internet then?
For me, first thing, as I mentioned before, be smart as your phone. So that's why you have to learn, you have to face the new challenges from the internet or the internet circumstance itself. So it's perhaps will change you, will bring you to the new way of life, a new way of thinking, new way of behavior. So it may lead the Indonesia to the good, straight to the good direction. So that's why we as a young generation, we have to make a big effort to ourselves. First thing to ourselves, where we have to wake up in the morning and set up our bed, advise or help our parents. So these little things will lead you to the good things, to the biggest thing. And fortunately, we as a younger or the millennial or the Z or upper generation, it's providing by the existence of internet. So that's why I always say this more time and more time, be smart as your phone. Just not only smartphone, but smart men, smart women, smart people.
Yeah, that's a very, very good tagline there. Be smart as your smartphone, right?
Yeah.
That's very good. Danny, we know that being far away from family, from home must be very, very challenging, like what other overseas students must experience as well. But also, when you were there, who were actually your support system? You know, being away from a family, from home, that you really need support in you, maybe like a very, you know, like low situations, low situations when you were alone.
First of all, our bond in Indonesian Student Association in Lebanon, it's, alhamdulillah, it's so good, it's so strong. Because we always make like a simple gathering every single month. We always make every single month like a discussion section with the stakeholder, like Indonesian embassy, or even just like with the locals. So it's helped me, it support me, and even my friends, even my Lebanese friends, my other foreign friends, my lecturer, my university staff and member. So once I miss my family a lot. Once I miss my Lampung vibes, my Lampung circumstance, but it's the risk. Whatever you take, you have to take the risk. So it's the risk, and I have to finish it. I have to deal with it. So as a human being, I'm not naive. So maybe I'm sick of those things, but I really remember, I really want to make my parents proud. I really want to make the Indonesia is in better life. So you know, the good things will come from the bad things.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So my conclusion is, let's just like that, be smart.
Be smart, yes. So speaking about challenges, I'd like to go to Hara. Have you actually encountered any significant obstacles due to your age, particularly what you've been doing? And you know that we have lots of actually communities doing pretty much like a similar thing, like perhaps like ocean cleanup or same thing like that. So do you have any obstacles on this?
Regarding age?
Yes, regarding age.
Interesting question. You know, a little thing about me is I've always looked older than I actually am.
I don't mention it.
Back when I was in junior high school, I cleaned up around the area of IPB, Bogor Agricultural University. And I was in high school, and people thought I was a student there. So already people thought that, which faculty are you from? So maybe that gave me some sort of older influence, you know. It's like, even though I'm a little kid, but because I look like I'm older, people listen. Maybe, but also, you know, that thing has kind of been like, I'm kind of like boring to some people, especially people my age at the time, and not now. Because now I'm actually talking to like adults. But back when I was in junior high school, my thought process was, I don't like to toot my horn to say I'm mature, but back in junior high school, not a lot of kids were thinking the way I was. And that was one of a big challenge that I had to face back in the day. But now, it's just like everyone else.
Wow, I'm truly inspired and I'm very impressed by our talk today. And I really do believe that you guys someday, I mean, like, not even in the future, you guys are already doing your thing now. And as you said just now, I mean, we are young people now, but it doesn't mean that we cannot really show to the world, even now at the present, that we have our own motivation and our goals and what we can bring the future we can bring the world into a better future. Any last messages to share to our audience, to share your goal and visions? Maybe we can start with Hara first.
I want to start with saying that the world is full of problems and you can't do everything. But what you can do is what you must do.
What you
very
can do
wise, yes.
is what you must do. Basically, you do your part.
Yeah,
Right?
I like how Aziz said that, he didn't really focus on wanting to get something, but he was just locked in and working hard. I resonate with that. You can't, you shouldn't pay too much attention to the external world around you. Just do your best, like you said.
And how do you feel when people around you are questioning your goals or what you're doing now?
Whenever that's happening, I just remind myself why I started.
That's a good point. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a good way. Okay. And Dani, what would you like to share to the world based on your journey in Lebanon and how you can motivate people out there who maybe they're thinking of doing a student exchange themselves, but maybe thinking, oh, Lebanon, that's crazy. Or, if there are any other countries that you would suggest to them.
So first thing, everyone, as we know, words are very hard than we thought. The dangerous word is very dangerous, extremely dangerous than we thought, than we thinking. So please be smart. I always say be smart, because now we are under perhaps capitalizing by internet. So we have to take to the good ways, the good things, the good behavior to let us into the new us, our new better of us. So that's mean it's perhaps people think of it's just for the privileged people or just privileged party. Please listen to me. We can make it. We can make our privilege, like we can make our way, our thinking, our behavior, our circumstance. We can make it. Just please do not ever think about the anxiety. If I do this, people will blame me. People will sick of me. Khalas in Arabic. Khalas. Not trukun. Leave it. Just please be yourself. Be smart, and we can make it our privilege.
Wow, truly guys, today you both and also Aziz who were joined us via Zoom really inspire us with your valuable steps, actions. So keep inspiring us.
I think so.
And everyone in Indonesia, guys, and all the best on whatever you do in your next journey. Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this unforgettable talk, and I'll definitely remember you because of your ninja claw. And all the best. Maybe we'll be. Would you like to do one move
sure.
with your whoop?
Let's do it.
Whoop.
Wow.
There you go. You're just missing the ninja hood somewhere. All right. Well, once again, thank you to our guest for today. We have Dani Rabani, Indonesian student representative, as well as Giri Mahara or Hara, a young environment activist. Good job, guys. Well done. Thank you so much. And just now we also have Aziz Hedra, musicians. And he's won awards all the way also on Spotify. Thank you so much to our audience for being with us for 2 hours. We hardly feel it. It goes by so fast. We had such a good dialogue today. And I am Luisa Kusnandar.
And I'm Stephanie Silitonga. Thank you very much for your attention and see you next time. Happy Independence Day.
Merdeka.
On the occasion of Indonesia's 79th Independence Day, we cannot ignore the valuable contributions from the nation's young people. As the future generation, they have a very important role in building the prospect of the country. Through commitment and passion in various fields, young people in Indonesia have become agents of change who bring positive impacts to the nation and state.
My name is Giri Marhara.
The youth are also active in making efforts in various fields, such as education, technology, social, arts, and environment. Today, on the 79th anniversary of Indonesia, let's celebrate the extraordinary spirit and dedication of Indonesia's youth. Their contribution in advancing Indonesia and creating a better future for the country is real. With hard work, passion, and determination, young people will continuously be the hope and inspiration for the nation in the future. Being rejected by both public and private universities in Indonesia did not discourage Muhammad Dhani from pursuing higher education overseas. He was determined to continue his studies abroad and decided to study political science in Jinan University, Lebanon, for 4 years. During his stay in the Middle East, Dhani did not only focus on his study in campus, but was also actively involved in organization, namely the Indonesian Student Association in Lebanon. He organized many activities in collaboration with the private sector, the Indonesian Embassy in Lebanon, and fellow Indonesian citizens. Dhani was appointed as Secretary General of the Indonesian Student Association, or PPI, in Lebanon from 2020 to 2021. And later he was elected as the chairman of the association from 2021 to 2022.
Dhani, semoga kita ini bisa bermanfaat. Pertama untuk diri sendiri dulu, bisa mengkoordinir kegiatan atau kehidupan kita, lalu insya Allah bisa bermanfaat untuk kerabat, keluarga sekitar, dan insya Allah bisa berguna bagi nusa dan bangsa, karena kita harus effort lah, jangan sampai effortless apa yang sudah kita.
In addition to the Indonesian Student Association in Lebanon, he was also an active member of International Indonesian Students Association, or PPI Dunia. Dhani certainly faced many struggles in adapting a foreign country, which is quite different from that of Indonesia.
Indonesia lebih like open, sharing.
During his graduation ceremony at Jinan University, Dhani received a certificate of appreciation from the Lebanese Minister of Culture, Wissam Adnan Murtado, accompanied by the Indonesian ambassador to Lebanon. This award was given in recognition of his perseverance and resilience in overcoming various life challenges and academic difficulties during his studies in Lebanon.
Ulang, 1, 2, 3.
My name is Giri Marhara, and I'm a plastic pollution activist. I'm not a scientist, I'm just a messenger.
Giri Marhara, a 27-year-old from Bogor, has created significant changes in the waste reduction efforts in Indonesia.
In the name of Mother Nature, let us all sanitize!
When he was in junior high school back in 2013, he was intrigued by the littering issue. Taking inspiration from his father, who actively cleaned waste in the neighborhood, Giri also cleaned a lake called Situ Gede near his house. His activity attracted other youths to join him. Giri finally founded a community of cleaning warriors in Situ Gede, Bogor, West Java. Giri, who is often called as the waste ninja, has been collecting more than 2.8 tons of waste since 2013. In his cleaning activity, Giri also collected various types of waste, including medical waste and plastic. He sorted out the waste to two categories, recyclable and non-recyclable. He used his self-made claw tool that resembles a sword to pick up waste, saying that the tool was inspired by his childhood superhero, Power Rangers. To add more fun to the cleanup process, which he calls as sanitized, Giri cleans a minimum of 1 hour per day. He once collected 118 kilograms of waste in a day. For each 100 kilogram of waste he collected, he wrote it in his daily journal as an achievement. Although he often faces criticism on the effectivity of his activity, Giri stayed committed in raising awareness of the importance of environmental cleanliness. Giri hoped that there will be a new technology in the next 5 to 10 years to help tackle waste issues and reduce the capacity of final dump. He's optimistic that with the innovation and rising awareness, Indonesia can solve waste issue and achieve healthy and clean environment.
Jangan lupa dibuang ke tempat sampah yang sudah disediakan dan jangan ada yang ditinggal ya. Ya, makasih banyak Bu.
These features made him successfully winning Best Soul R&B Soloist at the 2023 Indonesian Music Award.
Surprise ya, langsung tahu ya. Selamat.